Warriors are melee fighters highly trained in the art of weaponry. They are strong and quick on the battlefield. Depending on their specialization, a warrior can often deal very high damage or be tough to kill. Warrior abilities depend on rage generation. This is different to all but one melee class, the bear-form druid. Rage is generated through damage being dealt to and by the warrior, and is capped at 100. Warriors can change between 3 combat stances: battle stance, defensive stance, and berserker stance. Stances give the class a fluid playstyle, allowing the player a variety of responses to any given V or PvP situation. Warriors can wear any type of armor, although they receive a bonus from plate specialization for wearing plate armor beginning at level 50, although they can wear plate starting at level 40. They are able to use shields, and can wield any weapon with the exception of wands. Background: as long as war is waged on Azeroth, there will be men and women who fight those wars. Warrior are no mere sword swingers, they are skilled combatants, combining strength of arm, knowledge of weaponry, and practiced maneuvers to slice or bludgeon their foes into little red bits. Warriors are the most versatile of the combat classes, and they supplement their fighting prowess with the ability to rally their allies and spur them to victory. They charge into the heart of the battle and survive the most grievous of wounds. Warriors are common in dwarf, Forsaken, human, and orc societies, but many other species also fill their ranks with warriors. Masters of swords, spears, and weapons of all kinds, warriors share a common way of life on Azeroth. Using their abilities to deal pain and cause bloodshed, warriors are deadly adversaries, and welcome friends in violent times, which seem to be all the time in recent decades. Anyone willing to take up arms to defend their people can be classed as a warrior. A knight is the warrior elite among humans. Races: the warrior class can be played by the following races: Draenei, dwarf, gnome, human, night elf, worgen, banteran, blood elf, Forsaken, goblin, orc, tauren, troll. Before the release of Cataclysm, Blood Elf players were the only race that could not be warriors. Blood Elf warriors are a standard class for Blood Elves in the RPG. Some Blood Elves become warriors, or scouts or hunters, especially those seeking to be spellbreakers, demon hunters, and rangers. In addition, there were High Elf swordsmen in the Undead campaign in Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos. So elven warriors have technically always been justified. With the release of Cataclysm, warriors are the first non-hero class to be available to all races. Mechanics: rage. By default, a warrior's rage bar is empty. Warriors can gain rage by being struck in combat, dealing damage, drinking rage potions, or using certain abilities. Most of their abilities require a certain amount of rage in order to be activated. When a warrior exits combat, any leftover rage slowly decays until the bar returns to empty. Warriors need to be in combat or use a rage-generating ability to generate rage. The longer the battle, the more rage a warrior can accumulate. A warrior with a full rage bar can quickly unload a large amount of damage. Stances: the warrior has different stances for different situations. Battle stance: the standard stance for all warriors. An aggressive combat stance. Generates high rage from normal melee attacks. Defensive stance: a tanking combat stance. Decreases damage taken. Increases threat generated, and generates rage. Berserker stance: a reckless combat stance. Generates rage from normal melee attacks, and also from damage taken. Notes: in the Warcraft RPG, warrior and fighter were separate classes. Warrior was an NPC class, while fighter was a core class. In the World of Warcraft RPG, the old warrior class was replaced with the soldier class, while fighter was replaced with a new warrior class for gameplay purposes. Warriors have the most widely available choices in permanent legendary weapons, as most are designed through use or through lore as melee weapons, which is the warrior's forte. The only one that was never available to warriors was a Tesh Greatstaff of the Guardian. Only magi, warlocks, druids, and priests could obtain it. Volunir, Hammer of Ancient Kings, can theoretically be used by a warrior, though the fragments which are needed to make the weapon can only be used by druids, shamans, priests, and paladins.